So this is the quickest we've ever had a return guest.
It did not take long.
Did not
I
take
mean,
long at all, but kind of feels absolutely necessary, wouldn't you say?
I'm gonna say, given the topic, I feel like it's absolutely on demand.
Yeah.
So, welcome back, Jeff.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Welcome
Cool.
back, Jeff. We're here to talk about the 1 year anniversary of the Donda experience, the listening parties that happened last year in the run up to Kanye's. Is this his last
Yeah.
album, or are we counting Donda 2?
I mean, I wouldn't count down to two because
Yeah,
that was only through his the Steam player.
The stem
Stem
player.
player.
Yeah. You're talking to two registered stem player owners.
I am not.
let's say, why do I own one?
Because
Yeah,
it's cool. Because sometimes I like to make funny noises out of songs. It's low key, like if I'm very stressed, like I'll play with it for like 5 minutes and it makes me feel better.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. I
Yeah.
haven't turned mine on.
Yeah, no, like low key, like I've actually started using it in the last 3 months for that reason.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, it's a real expensive little squeeze ball. But it
Honestly,
works.
that would add to it. If it was an actual stress ball, it would add to it.
Yeah, I mean it's better than one, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, gentlemen. Shall we just jump right into the news? We got a lot of stuff coming out this week.
Sure.
This is gonna be a good week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good week. It's gonna be a good week. There's something to get genuinely excited about, something to laugh at. Let's go.
Yeah, a good mixture of it. Just starting over right at the top, we have DJ Khaled featuring basically the whole industry.
Yeah, he's
coming out with God Did.
yeah the DJ Khaled industrial complex hard at work.
I think it's going to be the ultimate test. If he somehow messes this up, I don't think he can bounce back.
You don't
I'm
think?
really curious
I
on
mean,
the Kanye and Eminem song.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm curious about that because I think it's a remix off Donda, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to be completely honest. I looked up the track list, and my initial thought was, there's no way he can mess this up. But then I thought about it, and just like, it's him. He could definitely mess it up. We've had multiple albums, if you want to call them albums, that he puts out.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
it's not good. It's really not
It's
good.
not good. It's not. It has not been a genuinely very good.
Which is astonishing considering, again, every time he drops a quote unquote album, if you want to call it that, it's featuring everybody. This one is featuring Drake, Jay-Z, Eminem, Future, Travis, Rick Ross, 21 Savage, Kodak Black, Nardo Wick, Takeoff, City Girls, Don Toliver, Kanye, SZA, Little Baby, Little Durk, Gunna, Quavo, Lotto, Roddy Rich, John Legend, and Juice WRLD, and more. I just really wanted to list out that name so people can understand. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. But I don't know. It almost feels like I see this many features, and I'm like, this is marketing. Like this was designed in a lab.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like. Also, by the way, the Kanye Eminem song is a remix of a song from Jesus is Lord.
Ah.
Yeah, not Donda. Jesus is Lord.
The overlooked album.
Yeah. It does seem to be a very religiously themed album.
I feel like a lot of his are.
Are they?
He always tries to put a little emphasis on, although I don't really know what his religion is.
Yeah, I thought he was Muslim.
No idea. We were
I actually think he is as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. His son.
Yeah, he's Palestinian.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could be.
Yeah.
By all means, when he says God did, he could be referring to, I guess, Allah. I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, power to him. I love having a religious background. And I mean, he puts it under his son's name, I'm pretty sure. He always co-produces his son. So
what is that with? Like,
I don't even know how it's allowed or what it means or anything. I just know that he literally, I'm pretty sure it's on the cover of the track list, he always puts, and he started doing it like 2 or 3 albums ago. He
Yeah.
puts co-produced by his son.
It's just like,
It's a
okay.
mystery. It's
DJ
honestly-
Khaled is an enigma. Like,
Yeah.
there is just something. It's just like, dude, I really hope he never listens to this. It's like you look at him and it's like there's no one in the inside. It's like this is a really, really good algorithm. Like,
He's a place filler, I feel like. If anything, again, the reason I say, like, quote unquote, if this is even considered an album, it's him saying his producer tags on every song,
Yeah.
and then just gives the beat to the 5 artists and say, go at it.
you
So I
know,
don't know if it's allowed.
I'm gonna push back on that one, not because I think it's true for the case of DJ Khaled. I just think it can be true. Just like producer means a lot of things. I know he's definitely not in the studio chopping up these beats, but he's probably making the phone calls, getting everyone together.
Oh, for sure. It's the glue.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's
you
like,
got
yeah,
to overlook
yeah.
it.
Just like
But
I
still.
think he's just the one putting this together on a business side. Or once again, this could be a Ponzi scheme. Like DJ Khaled could be a psyop.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like they just funnel money. Like, do you think there are really people out there listening to DJ Khaled songs?
Yes.
Not like the radio hits.
But again, it's my question is, what is a DJ Khaled song? Is it actually his song? Is it just a producer tag? Is it him throwing his stuff on something? Like, I'm confused how much influence or how much does he actually play into this? Because if he's just like
I want
a
to know.
face of an album,
Yeah, I want to know his like creative, like contributions to the stuff that comes out with his name on it. Because like,
I honestly, I have no idea.
Is
how to
there
find it.
any? And like,
I would assume so.
And I know like his songs make hits, but like, goddamn, like you got everyone on it. Like,
It's just, and one thing that was actually interesting that we bring this up. I don't know if you saw one of the recent interviews, but it's almost like it's like they're making fun of him and he didn't realize. But doing the recent interview for this album, they were speaking on one of the songs that Drake is on, and he was saying, "I like what Drake likes." Like they were basically saying, like, "Oh, what do you like about the song?" or "What do you like about making it?" And like the song that he gives to Drake, he was like, "Oh, if Drake says he likes this, then he knows everybody in the community is gonna like it, and we do what Drake wants." And so, like it when I watched it, it was like, okay, then this is Drake's song. You gave a beat to Drake, said, "Hey, do you want to hop on it?" He said, "Hey, we should do this instead," and now it's Drake's song. You put
that's not
title on it. Like that. I feel like that is barely borderline anything.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. Like, and that's why I'm genuinely asking these questions. Like, I want to know, like, is he just a guy making the phone calls? Like, because like that would have to be the bare minimum for this to not be some kind of scam.
Some kind of skill. He's literally just the president. He's just there to be a face. So let's be honest.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if there was anyone who like really innovated the whole turning music into a branding exercise thing, like,
yeah.
But shall we? Oh no, real quick. Are there
Okay.
any DJ Khaled songs you genuinely like? Because I have at least one.
You go first. I'm literally gonna have to look this up.
Mine is I'm on one. It's Drake, Lil Wayne,
That's
and
the DJ Khaled song?
Rick Ross. It's like a reinterpolation of a song he has on his first mixtape. When it's like, yeah,
You definitely know more than me.
yeah. Well, I was 18 at this time, and you were like 6.
I'm gonna have to say
Our
all I
age
do
difference is
win.
not that large.
I'm gonna have to say all I do is win.
That's a classic. I'm sorry. There's no hate. You can't hate on that one.
No,
No, you can't hate on that. Yeah. That I might have rose-colored glasses, but I have it for like 6 songs, and like one of them's that song. One of them is "Party in the USA."
That is not okay.
No, that song's a classic. Get the fuck away from me.
You told me that's a DJ Khaled song?
What song?
Oh, I thought you were saying it's one of his songs.
No,
You're
no,
just saying
Wait,
in general.
no. I just meant like in general. There are
Okay, Jesus. I was
like-
going to say, come on now. Okay. I'm not that disconnected.
Yeah.
he doesn't have that. I mean, he actually kind of has a couple songs that are good. We Taking Over. That's another good one.
Is it? It's such a radio
Is
song,
it?
so I push back against it, but no brainer, I guess.
Yeah. Like all the more modern ones, I'm like, not really. No. Like Popstar featuring Drake, like I'm okay.
His biggest songs are literally just Drake songs.
The one with
Popstar,
Nipsey Hussle, the one with Nipsey Hussle, Higher, that one's good. I'll give him that. That song's good.
I'm just saying, if I'm stressing this much and this is this difficult, I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah.
There's no songs that I sit down and genuinely go, I want to listen to this song.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
But still better than French Montana.
Yeah, dude, Jeff, do you listen to French Montana?
I do have a couple songs in my playlist.
Yeah, but that's
pop
about.
up.
But like, you're not. Would you call yourself like a huge?
That's
fan?
the obvious one.
Yeah, that's
No.
fine. Like, we want to know like who's responsible for like what is it like 16 billion like.
It's 16 million. It's not 16 million.
Yeah, like who?
You're allowed 5 songs. Past that, now I'm questioning everything.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't even think I have that many.
yeah. No, this is congruent. This is the most anyone we have talked to has like listened to French Montana.
This is insane. 16 million.
Every
It's got to
month.
be like
A month.
features or something. It's got to be features. Is he a producer or something? Because like DJ Khaled has 30 million, and he's not even an artist. So like, it's got to be something combining with the songs that's getting him these plays. I don't get it.
It's insane. You want to talk about something more fun now?
Yes. Brandon, you know I've been saying this for like 2 or 3 weeks now. I don't know if I already said it on the podcast, but I'm calling it now. A top 5 album of the year is dropping tonight. Jid is dropping The Forever Story. I am so excited. Can you please tell me, how was your experience that you finally dove into him?
So I dove into the Never Story and I listened to a good amount of DiCaprio too. And you know, man, I like him a lot.
Okay.
I like him a lot. I think he's super talented. I think just like as a rapper, like just doing good verses, great deliveries, shit like that. 100%. I'm sold. I'm sold in on Jid.
I love it, honestly. Jeff,
Yeah.
do you listen to Jid?
No idea who that is.
He came out with J. Cole at Lala.
Oh, yeah, I don't really know much of his music, so.
I would definitely recommend.
Yeah.
This is a perfect time to jump on the bus. I think he is like one of the more talented people in the game right now. Like
Yeah.
you said, his delivery is insane. His creativity is out of this world. The music videos that he's dropped are some of the best ones I've seen all year. All these singles that he's dropped, he has
Yeah.
not missed.
No, he has not
The
missed
word
singles this year.
flow, the way he messes with the beat switches, it's insane. Like, you've only put out like maybe 3 or 4 songs this year, kind of teasing up to the album. And I'm serious, this is going to be a top 5 for me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Unless he somehow blows it, it's been amazing. All the promotion that he's been doing. We've talked about album rollouts and how like influential they can be to the success of the album. He's nailed it. He's done everything.
Especially for someone like in his shoes.
Right. He is not a big artist.
He's not a big artist, but he has a lot of like credibility. Like
Yes.
it is his opportunity right now. So like putting energy behind a rollout definitely makes a ton of sense. Now I am going to say this because like I also mostly listened to like a bunch of the stuff he put out this year just because like I already like a bunch of it, like, you know, a lot of the features and shit. And like it does seem like he's getting a lot better a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I did like Never Story, there's like a clear quality difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do not push back against that at all. He's been in the lab focusing on his work, and it's been very, very like, I don't know. I love to see a young person grow in such a successful way.
Yeah. And he has like a really unique delivery style. It's also like he's very lyrical, but the music that he makes is not the kind of rap that usually has a lot of lyrical rappers in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like an interesting combination. You know, his music is not vapid. I don't know if it's the deepest shit in the world, but it's just not surface level vapid. It's like there's content there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's one of the few artists I would like pull out a lyrical sheet just to understand everything and just grasp it. Not because like, oh, it's Kendrick Lamar and like you need to listen to it 5 times to get a deeper meaning, but like it's just heavy wordplay, good word choice.
Excellent word choice.
When you catch it, it's like, oh wow, that was actually hard.
Great, very playful, very like, you know, it just seems like he's out there trying to impress people with his abilities, and it's just that's the thing. And he's had a hell of a year.
Yeah, like I think this is going to be the make it break it. This is a concept album. He's at the brink. Like you got Dreamville behind you. This is the moment where it's like, okay, you are official. You are your own person.
So, best case scenario, where do you see Jid in like next year?
If this album goes very successful, I hope to see a very successful tour following this. I think he will get to that tier that we were mentioning before, like that Don Toliver, Baby Keem tier, or maybe even higher, where it's like they're basically household names, but like they're not on top of the game.
They're not household names, but like they're starting to seep into places. They're in the Travis Scott crowd, right? Like they're seeping into places that aren't like into hip hop.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. Like I feel like Jid is too good to compare to those two. Like, and I have a lot of love for Baby Keem. I have love for Don Toliver, but I feel like Jid is definitely like quality wise like a cut above. I feel like best case scenario, like if this album comes out and it's a fucking showstopper, I think he's right there with like Denzel Curry and like the young rapper primed to dominate the game for the next few years.
Yep.
You know, I would say he could definitely leapfrog.
I agree. I'm in for it, honestly.
All right. So next we have Rock Marcy and the Alchemist dropping The Elephant Man's Bones. This is a bit of a... So I'm a fan of The Alchemist, but I'm not super familiar with Rock Marcy. Are you in the same boat?
I am literally in the exact same boat. I included it because we've been talking about The Alchemist a lot, just as an artist and producer. Yeah. So I was curious if you knew who Rock Marcy was. I tried to do some research, but it doesn't seem like he's very big.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, is it short for Rock Marciano? I mean, you Google him and the first picture comes up with Action Bronson.
Well,
yeah.
It's in the same field of what we...
Yeah, he's a New York hip-hop artist. Great. Sounds great.
And we literally just talked about like how the East Coast have not been getting their props. So,
yeah.
Hey, I'll listen to it.
Yeah, no. So, question, and Jeff, feel free to chime in on this one if you're in this side. But do you think we're seeing like a resurgence of like this hardcore hip-hop sound? Like a more, like with the Griselda guys, with people like Freddie Gibbs, like this sound that feels like an evolution of the 90s and not like the innovation we've been getting.
Yes and no.
I mean, it's certainly not the dominant mainstream sound. But I feel like with folks like Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, you have so many people filling that lane that just, there wasn't an equivalent when like we were like 18. You know, there weren't people who were basically making music for a world where Kanye West never came around. You know, but like that's what the rap sounds like, and I love that. Like, that's why I love it. They sound like hip hop if it never sold out.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I want to say yes in terms of like it's blowing up or it's getting bigger, just because like I am now getting into it, and like I've discovered it, and I feel like some of the people around me have been discussing it. But I also don't want to like come in with like a bias where it's like, oh yeah, I know it, so everyone knows it. So it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah,
I don't know how big they actually are.
I'll have to look up their streaming numbers. But I feel like I can't go anywhere without seeing shit about those guys. Like, granted, they're not the biggest stars in the genre. I'm freely admitting that right now. But, like, it does seem like they have, they fill the Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino role. Yeah, they're not the most popular movies of the year, like in terms of box office, but they're sure as shit super fucking popular. Like,
I was about to say they most definitely still make an influence on the culture.
yeah, they most
people will go out
debatably more. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, some of the names that you mentioned, obviously Freddie Gibbs is huge. He's always has.
Yeah, he's the biggest one of that sounds.
Right. Some of the other people have just been coming up more recently, and I just don't know if it's because they're putting out more music. I don't know if more people are finding it. But regardless, I could get behind the idea of the trend of them being more popular now, at least compared to before.
Yeah.
But the last thing I threw in here that I want to talk about, and the reason I'm throwing it in here now, it's not actually coming out next Friday. It's coming out in the middle of a week, one of those rare midweek drops. But Kenny Beats is dropping his first debut album, Louis, on the 31st.
There. I'm there. I love Kenny Beats.
You're already sold.
Yeah, I'm sold. I love Kenny Beats. I love a good producer album. This sounds exactly what I want right now. I'm in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm fully sold in. I didn't see any features, which is different. I don't know. I didn't think
that's out. Do you think it's like a? I don't know if he raps. Do you think it's maybe like a beat tape?
I don't know. If it is, I'm not against it.
I'm not
fully sold in.
I am not against a really good beat tape. I've been listening to more of those.
Oh my god! There's a producer out right now who's a singer, and he has a couple of blew up songs that have Travis Scott. Oh my god, this is gonna kill me. I might have to go into Cutland.
Are we going to Cutlands?
We might have to go into Cutland.
All right.
Are we back from Cutland?
Are we coming back from Cutland?
Yeah, we'll jump back in from Cutland. But regardless, I'm very excited to hear from this artist. I don't know if it's going to be beats. I don't know if he actually is going to be rapping / singing on it. But whatever he did put out, it was a small track list. It didn't feature anyone. So I'm excited to see what we get out of it.
I also think it'd be a little, especially considering the fact that Kenny Beats has never been a vocalist of any kind.
Not at all.
I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that he's keeping the features a surprise.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's my that's what I think. That's my conspiracy theory. I think like there's definitely going to be people on it, and it's just he's keeping it tight to the chest.
But
all right,
I'm fully in. Should we go to the singles?
Let's go to the singles. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot.
No. I'll just whip through them quick because they're all straightforward. Yeah. Pierre Bourne is dropping a song. I believe it's called Good Movie. Little Baby is dropping It's Only Me. And then Offset is dropping Code.
That sounds like an Offset song, yeah. That just sounds... I feel like you can make the song right here.
We can just imagine and come up with something, and it'll probably be somewhere close.
Yeah.
I think all three songs are just going to be kind of rushed over, unfortunately, unless they're tied to something bigger.
Yeah.
The one thing that stood out was Little Babies, because apparently has a documentary that I had no idea was coming out.
Yeah, maybe we should jump right into the news then. Cover that up top.
Yeah. Little Baby is just dropping a documentary that is coming out, I believe, tomorrow called Untrapped, the Story of Little Baby on Amazon Prime. And apparently yesterday, there's a couple of theaters across America that had a free showing, which I think is dope.
Yeah.
One was in Chicago. I had no idea. I've seen like no promotion for it. Do you think it's too early for Little Baby to have a documentary? This is why I include it.
No, think so? I believe that, like, if we're talking about documentaries or movies or anything, I think you justify it in just like how good of a story you're telling is, right? If you're
Okay.
telling a really really good about story about little baby, because like just because little baby is the subject does not mean he's the person who made this. He almost certainly produced it and had a say over it. But like there's a director, there's a person who had a whole vision for it.
Okay.
So I just don't. Now, does that mean it's going to be good? No, that does not mean that. It just means that like I got to watch the movie, and like if the story they're telling is worthwhile, then yeah. Even for someone like Little Baby, who is not someone I'm super duper excited about. I mean, he's good. He's not bad by any stretch, but like,
Right. I recognize the talent, but it's not necessarily someone I go out to listen to.
yeah, exactly where I am on that. Like, he really is. I mean, he's talented. I mean, I think about like Hurricane, that the song on the album that we're talking about kind of today.
Okay.
And I listen to that song for the very obvious weekend feature. But
No
like,
surprise.
man, when I get to that Little Baby part, I'm like, man, this is real good. Like, he is rapping his ass off.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, there's no question.
So
He's one of
like,
the best featured people
yeah.
in the game right now.
But yeah, so I guess if there's any of them that I'm super excited about or excited about at all, I would say it's Little Baby one,
I
because
mean,
the Offset one could have been made by an algorithm and you know it. Like,
yes, no, I do not push back against that at all. I think the best one out of them is going to be the Little Baby one. I did not consider the idea of like he's probably going to co-produce this, but like in reality, this is not his documentary, which makes me kind of appreciate it a little bit more because I just feel like the way I was thinking about it was similar to the idea of like you can't really have a classics album unless you're like older, and so
yeah,
that's kind of how I was approaching it as well.
yeah. I mean, there's definitely the idea that like if there's going to be a documentary about your career, you have to have enough of a career to tell a story.
Exactly, and he is
But
nowhere near
yeah,
finished.
but like like what was it? There was that little mini documentary about like Dreamville. Remember?
Yeah,
And it
that's
was
true.
like it was just a great documentary though. That's all it really was. It
Dream
captured
Films was like an hour though. I feel like this is. I
this.
thought this was
This will probably be 90 minutes.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, you
this
might be
this won't be this won't be a Avengers Endgame. Like,
right. Not a multiple episode thing. This is not Kanye's documentary. This
yeah,
is a
this is
simple,
not
probably.
Genius.
Hey, this is where he grew up and what happened to him.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm behind it now.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
another one. We'll save the big one for last. Another one that you brought up to me. Brockhampton Saturation 2 is 5 years old.
5 years old. Saturation 2. That means
Time
the entire
flies.
the entire Saturation trilogy is going to be 5 this year.
Yep.
Yeah, time fucking flies. I'll tell you that much.
This is essentially dated since we've met each other.
Yeah, this is, man.
I mean, I'm just gonna do the exact same thing I did with Astroworld. Is it old enough to be a classic? Are these classics? What are your
I was
opinions?
thinking about that, and like on one hand, I want to just say yes, just because I love this album so very much. Like,
Hmm.
I think it's a fairly long album with zero skips. Like, holy shit. Like,
It's impressive.
ignoring the fact that there's also a long album before and after this that have
The
like
other trilogy that came out in the year.
yeah, that has less skips than I have like fingers on my left hand. Like, but like I don't know. Like, I still feel like I'm a little bit more inclined than Astroworld because truthfully, I think it's just a better album than Astroworld. Uh,
Okay.
and not by a little, but I still want to see like where this final Brockhampton album goes.
I was literally gonna say because
And
one of the
I
biggest.
also want to have their entire career in the rear view.
Yes, that's literally what I was about to say. Because one of the biggest points was like, okay, what are they gonna do next? That's gonna influence if this is a classic. Brockhampton and the group is ended, so we have this last album, and then at some
Yeah,
point we got to like discuss: is it okay? They're done.
yeah.
Is it official?
Yeah, but then you can almost say that the wait starts there too, because that's how long you have the whole thing in your view, like how long you can appreciate the entirety of it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have an idea on when this is dropping? I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, I know Kevin posted about it today. Just like when he posted about the Saturation 2 birthday. He was just
and then he also posted about how he misses Brockhampton.
Yeah, I have a feeling Brockhampton won't be like. I don't think it's crazy. Yeah, I don't think it's crazy to assume that we'll see them again.
Welcome back together.
But I'm also excited to like see their solo stuff.
For which ones?
Oh,
just curious. Because some of them already have a career.
Yeah. Well, Merlin put out some stuff that was pretty fun, but Merlin was one of the ones I had the most questions about actually doing solo work.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Bareface. But like debatably falls outside the scope of the podcast. Definitely Don and Matt Champion.
Okay.
Yeah. And Joe, like all of them. Like I think they're all talented. I also think like if there's any people from Brockhampton who are set, it's the producers.
Okay.
I definitely think you'll start seeing them like cross over into like just working with more mainstream acts.
I mean, it's entirely different. I won't say different industry, but a different role. So they'll face different challenges, I feel like.
Yeah.
They could probably succeed a little bit better.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, I feel like the producers were just so versatile.
Mm.
That
I mean, they do have an insane range, so I get it.
Man, this shit makes me feel old.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Are we ready to get to it?
Part.
Yeah, we're going. This is going to be a rant. This is not going to be a fun topic.
I'm going to let you open up then because I feel like you're going to be much more upset.
So there were some man-made horrors beyond my understanding this week.
Oh, bro.
There was an AI.
You can't open it up with that.
There was an AI rapper. 2 words never needed to be put together. Called FN Mecca, right?
Yes.
Created by Anthony Martini. Stupid last name. Also looks just like him. If you.
All right.
Yeah. And Brandon Lee. That's mine. You can't have it.
Nice.
Controversial for saying. And
saying the N-word and getting beat up by police.
Yeah. So let's start at the top with why this shit is so bad.
Okay. When I found out about this, I sent it to you immediately and I had to dive into this. Okay. So I'll start off with the positive stuff because there's barely anything, and then we'll dive into why this is wrong. I think on the good note, honestly, this is kind of a unique idea. Like, if there is actually an AI rapper, it's a different field that no one's ever seen before. If it was done correctly and if it was actually dope, then like, okay, I can get behind it. I would not appreciate it as much as like an actual person, obviously, but like it's different. Now, for all the negative things,
I don't even think that's a positive. I think it's like
you don't even think that's a positive.
Yeah, it's a novel idea the same way putting ice cream on a hot dog is a novel fucking idea. That doesn't
I've never even heard of that, bro. Like, I've never even heard of that. Yeah. Okay, I don't know how that compares, but
no, that's exactly how I feel about this. Like, first off, AI, fucking stop it. Like, don't awaken this dragon. I've seen Terminator. Stop it.
I mean, that's the insane part because like we've gotten to a point as a society. It's 2022. Like, it's got to be a line. Yeah. Are we allowed to actually like let AIs exist in like the music industry? Is this an actual thing?
You could omit like, in the music industry from that sentence. Like,
just in general, because we've gotten to the point in this specific scenario. This thing was signed to a label. Like, he got signed to a label. Who eventually released him?
That has to be like
Illegal. Like, it's morally and like, I don't know.
it's pretty awful that this decided to exist. I don't think there's any redeeming quality in this. Could you imagine sitting in the room with these two people as they came
honestly,
up with this idea?
Because the thing is, like you said, one, it's already weird and dumb. But two, now you're playing with fire because you're making this cyborg, is what they call it, to have a persona to play a role of what they think Black culture is like.
Yeah.
Which is wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
It's just dangerous to do because you have this robot saying nigga who just should not be saying it.
Yeah, first off, I'm just going to put it this way. If this shit was made by two black dudes, I would still feel very uncomfortable with it saying the N-word.
No, yeah. I was going to say, even if like it was done, quote unquote, the right way, whatever that would be, it's still not, it's not acceptable. I would say that.
It is. I feel like it is the grand expression of like people who do not understand the culture, like trying to have it.
Yeah, I mean, pointing out the worst parts of the culture, not even in a positive fashion.
Absolutely,
you're pointing out
like
in the worst case.
Absolutely, just completely tone deaf. Like, and once again, like I question if you took, like, let's say there are some dudes fucking from Brooklyn who fucking love computer
technology,
machine learning, and the Wu-Tang Clan. And they're like in it, like from the culture. This is something like if you put like the best people in the world, like in this, I still think more likely than not it's gonna turn out being an awful idea that they shouldn't do.
It's hard.
Yeah,
because I was open. Like I said, the only positive, at least for me, and just for me, the only positive is like, okay, it's different, so like that's cool. But like, it has to be absolutely perfect. It has to resemble all positive things. But instead, you have Anthony Martini, a Caucasian male, Brandon Lee, an Asian male, creating an AI rapper who they think can personify Black culture in all the worst senses.
yeah.
Like they're making music videos about them getting beat up by police, but not actually putting like a positive or important message.
Yeah, about
behind it.
The historical reality of like this happening to real people who don't look that silly.
No, it's very insensitive. I mean, just from top to bottom, appearance wise, the lyrics behind it, the message behind it, all of it is literally like, this is what white America thinks the Black culture is like.
Yeah.
And it's not in a good sense.
Yeah.
This is like a Little Pump clone, but worse.
Yeah. And this, yeah, it's unfucking tenable, dude. I cannot believe that this went from an idea to someone's head to a thing posted on the internet, and no one stepped in and was like, what the fuck are you doing?
It got signed. Like, it's more than just the creators.
No one did.
People in the music industry was like, oh, I'll put my name behind this.
And like, look, if you love music and you want to do AI, like, do like AI music. Like, do
I don't
like
even...
like try and make an AI that makes like guitar riffs, because that is not a person and offensive.
Right, and offensive,
and also it's probably just something that could be cool. Like,
I don't know how actually big this is, because like you said, even the idea of like people okay this. I don't know if you peeped this. I did send it to you, but Chance actually posted a story about it. Chance the Rapper posted the article and said, shout out to this thing going independent. Because Chance was one of the faces, one of the first people are like, I'm not going to sign to a label. And so he dropped his mixtapes, no label, by himself.
Yeah.
So clearly Chance missed all the negative things that was behind this. And was just kind of like, talking about the not being signed to a label thing, which is something that he represents. So now I'm just confused if people even know that this exists.
Like, what
and
exists? The
how
AI
bad
rapper?
this is. Yes. And like how negative this is.
I mean, it was everywhere, so I assume they exist. Like,
maybe just Chance didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing: is that like, look, I love Chance the Rapper, like specifically, but when you become an elite person, you get brainworms a little bit, like.
Ooh, okay.
Just
maybe
everyone
just is disconnected and just
yeah, just like you become disconnected, you become.
And that's tough because he's like one of the most down to earth people.
Yeah, and
he's like the face of Chicago.
And like, look, I think he is very down to earth in some ways, right? It's a complex thing because, like, yeah, you're right. I do think Chance in many ways is very down to earth, but like, also, let's be real. Like, has he been living the same life he lived in 2012 recently? No,
at all.
Like at this point, he's been rich longer than he was an adult before his career took off.
Hey, that is true. At least, yeah, adult-wise, he's been rich longer than being in the struggle as an adult.
Yeah, and like, look, I don't think there are much worse case of brainworms. Just go talk to a fucking senator. Yes. Like, so I don't think this is like a bad thing. I would not even define this as a criticism. It's just like, that's my take on that. It's just like, Chance just isn't thinking right because he has money now. But
that is, we're not gonna get another acid rap.
Yeah, or
conclusion.
We might get divorce rap, which could be better.
We're not gonna get it, Brandon. We can't keep
the latest singles are good though. The latest singles. I'm still listening.
Hey, he's got a house music song now.
Yeah,
he's been teasing a house music.
He's always had at least one house song on all of his albums.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's been like a resurgence or something. Everyone's doing house music.
House music is so good. That's why. It's just like, what other music can you smoke weed, dance, and fuck to?
Okay, there's plenty of music you can do that. That is not.
And you can't say R&B.
Okay, we're done.
All right. Coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the Donda experience. Yes. So, Jeff, did you guys both watch the two listening parties before this? Because I did not.
I watched both of them. The first one, he only showed I think 6 to 8 songs, and you can tell it wasn't ready.
Yeah, that was the main impression I got from the first one, is that everything just sounded unfinished.
And the second one sounded finished, but for some reason it wasn't.
That was one, right?
Yeah, that was the second one at the Mercedes-Benz, because the first one was there also.
Yeah, because he was living there.
Oh, yeah, both of them was there.
And with the first one, for Jail, Jay-Z recorded his verse for that 15 minutes before the stream started. And then the second one is when he lifted himself up all the way to the top of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Right.
I remember that.
Did he ever speak on why he chose that stadium? He lived there.
No, I don't. He really hasn't talked much about this album.
Yeah, he's too busy going after Pete Davidson and
an enigma.
Yeah, I legitimately think he probably did it there because they would let him. I'm willing to bet if Soldier Field would let him do that, he would have done it here.
I mean, I feel like out of all of the quote-unquote experiences or listening experience, whatever you want to call them, I feel like the one we went to was probably the most structured and complete.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell it was.
Yeah, it was definitely... I mean, I saw the second one post having Didn't watch the first one. I don't think I was able to. I don't remember what I was doing. It was a year ago. And then I just heard from like everyone that like, oh, it sounded unfinished. Don't fucking bother. And then I did hear that the second one sounded a lot better. Mm-hmm. And then when I started hearing that there was going to be one here, I was like, okay, well, I'll go to one in person. Like,
I'm going to say now it's official.
Yeah.
Because the one that happened here was probably like 2-3 weeks after the one at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yes, it was. It totally was. There was like a run-up to it.
Yeah.
It was...
Cause the second one was at the end of July. And then this one was end of August. And I remember like 2 weeks out, I started hearing rumors about Soldier Field's potentially going to get booked for an event for Kanye West. And then sure enough, I remember when I got the Twitter notification from Kanye.
Yeah.
When he posted the 8/26/21.
Yeah.
Right. Which was big hype. I mean, him coming back home, everyone's excited.
Exactly.
In a very long time.
And he knew he had to top the second one with him lifting himself all the way up to the top Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, no, the stagecraft is fucking crazy. For the second one and for this one. Like, as far as a stage performance goes, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, and probably never will.
I mean, the second one was just him having the bed from the locker room that he was in.
Yeah.
And everything on stage.
Do we know how long he was in that Mercedes-Benz between the first and the second one?
He stayed there from the whole first all the way to the second, pretty much all the way until it was done.
Okay.
The album.
Because I remember that like almost overshadowed it, I feel like, because like you said, the first experience, it was very like incomplete. It was almost like, Kanye, what's going on? Like,
yeah.
And then I just remember hearing like he's not leaving the stadium, and that just like that was the big point where he's doing like live streams of him in his room, and there's just like a bed on the floor,
just like doing push-ups and chopping up beat.
like that's literally all it was.
It was his last fun breakdown. Like
that entertaining breakdown.
Yeah, it was the last time a Kanye breakdown was fun for everybody.
And like I remember. Because it's Kanye. So you got to realize everyone in the community is paying attention to this. It's going to blow up where you have people creating these major, large themes with like, oh, he's wearing all white and then he's wearing all red and then he's wearing all black. It's like he died and now he's in like purgatory and now he's being judged. It was just insanity. That's all I remember.
Yeah. God. And it felt like the entire city was there.
Yes.
It seemed like it.
Because, like, legitimately, you looked out into Soldier Field. Because we had pretty good seats because we were pretty mid-level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, like, you looked out and, like, literally every square inch was people.
It was a very
late.
Yeah,
dude, that was... If there was a thing I hated about this was how late he started.
He started at 11.
He started 2 hours late.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Dude, he started so late my edible wore off.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's and like you said, it's a very surreal feeling. Like the whole city was there because I remember that night. I remember Jesus tried driving there. Shout out Jesus.
Yeah,
he tried driving there, and he was like impossible. It was impossible to find parking. He drove to the stadium, drove all the way back home just to Uber there, and he still made it.
Because we got there like 45 minutes early.
Yeah, we got there early.
Like big fucking mistake. Idiots. Like
huge mistake. And then
we should have went to a bar for 3 hours.
Honestly, it would have been more beneficial to do that.
Yeah, because we had our seats saved.
Yeah.
And it's just it was so dope because I didn't remember how huge Soldier Field is, but like to see a packed stadium like that, fully filled up, and like everyone's blowing up my phone, and it was like, man, I wish I was there, and like other people are like, man, how is it? What's going on? Everyone's posting it on their story, even people that aren't at the stadium. It was one of the first times it was just like, this feels like Chicago.
This felt
legit. it feels like Chicago.
I think the thing that blew my mind was when the show started and like Marilyn Manson and DaBaby were there.
What is going on?
I went on Twitter and like there were journalists from everywhere from London to LA to New York tweeting about this thing happening right in front of me. Like,
right, literally in front
and
of
it's like the entire world is commenting on this house in the middle of the stadium.
And this was the most,
the stadium where I watch my football team lose.
It's true.
Actually,
the stream had millions of people.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god! And it was the worst part was Kanye taking 2 fucking hours to get on stage. And were the rumors of why ever confirmed?
I have no idea.
No.
I have distinctly heard, like, just through the industry vines, that he was backstage arguing with Lori Lightfoot about lighting the house on fire.
I mean,
that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
I would believe that because I know leading up to it, the original plan was for him to really set the house on fire.
Yeah.
Which is
and that was going to break a bunch of fire codes.
Yeah.
Right.
So like that's the rumor. You might genuinely be hearing it here, folks. Hearing it first here. But that's the rumor I've heard is exactly that.
It's not a big surprise that is even the case, considering he lit himself on fire, which might have been like an audible play from lighting the house on fire.
He was probably going to do the fire stunt no matter what. He was probably going to try and do the fire stunt too. So he was probably, and they just let him do that part. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he made it work because he made the lights inside the building seem like it was on fire. So at least he had some kind of representation of the original idea.
Oh yeah, they had a projector. Honestly, I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah, it looked great.
I thought they did a really good job.
The production was really good.
Yeah, and and
but it's Kanye. Yeah, Kanye. I mean, when we seen him on the Yeezus tour? No,
the Yeezus
tour. I mean, look at that stage set. That stage set was so dope.
It was like
it was kind of like the triangle, and it was lifted up.
Yeah.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, it was a pyramid, and there was, like, things, and he had, like, dancers. There was one time he sat on a throne of bitches.
I did not see that.
Even the Pablo tour, that was the one where I'm like, that's the coolest shit I've ever seen. Like,
I mean, when I saw him for the Watch the Throne tour, they had 2 stages set up, and at one point, where my seats were was right next to the other stage, and you just seeing Kanye and Jay-Z at one point just lift it up right there.
Was that the one where the stage was literally like moving along the crowd or moving around the crowd?
I think the Pablo one was.
I think the Pablo one was.
Oh,
this one had just like 2 stages. One had like a little lift that just made them higher.
Yeah.
Just so they can be kind of eye to eye with the main stage.
Yeah. And like, you know, I think especially coming back from the last time Jeff was here talking about Lollapalooza, you know, I think stagecraft is really important to putting on a good show. And the thing I think that's... I don't think it's necessary, per se. Like, you know, look at, like, Metallica, I'd say. Although, there's a little bit of stagecraft there, but not much. Not on this scale, at least. And it's insane because this is a complete listening experience. And there's no performance here at all. And the stagecraft is just to a degree that, like, I don't think has ever been done before. There was, like, what was it, like 100 trucks?
Man, he built a house in our home football stadium.
Right there on the 50-yard line.
Surrounded by trucks and people walking around. An
entire ring of trucks and people jogging. And this is a long album.
Right. This man put scriptures up on the billboard, or not the billboard, but the actual screens and everything. He lit himself on fire.
Yeah.
Like there's so much going on.
There's just so much to it.
You can't even begin to actually grasp it because like you said, it's different having this quote unquote listening experience because it's not a concert in a sense.
Yeah.
Because no one's performing. If you take a look, The Weeknd just performed there this month, I want to say.
Yeah.
And like the stage that's formed, he's on one side and he's performing out to the crowd. This man is literally in the middle of everyone.
Yeah, and you can do that
on a dirt mound.
You could do that because like everyone's like it's something that plays at a fully 360, you know,
Right.
and like it's hard to do that, especially when you're a singer. I definitely remember like an old I think it was System of a Down, where they're on like a stage and it's very similar to like the Donda set, and they're four dudes. It's like a square and they're just facing different directions. And I always love that idea of like a 360 stage.
I mean, he made it work. I was a little cautious because our seats were not at the front of the actual house.
Yeah.
But he walked around, he performed, well, not performed, but he, I don't know, danced.
The performance. No, I would
people up there.
He didn't.
He walked around.
Yeah, no, I would say it was a performance. It just wasn't a musical performance.
Right, yeah.
It was certainly
a show or something.
Honestly, like, the thing that describes the shit that was happening in front of us more than anything else is, like, performance art. Like, that really is what it was.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, like just on a scale the which only the most popular artists of a generation could do.
It's insane that you bring that up because I just saw Kendrick Lamar. I talked about it last week.
Oh yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
That was, I think, I'm having a hard time because a lot of people are asking, what's the best concert you've been to? And I'm stuck between that performance of Kendrick, J. Cole at Lala, and this Donda experience. And it's difficult because I don't know if the experience counts as a concert.
I don't think,
but like, it's a moment that you have. And I had the same thing at the Donda experience that I had at the Kendrick Lamar. The Kendrick Lamar concert, absolutely 10 out of 10. This man is unreal. He is so good. The song choice, the performances, the extra dancers that he brought on, the stages were lifting, the lights were going crazy, all this other stuff that goes into it. And like, there's a moment where the crowd, or no, he stopped the music. He finished the song and he was going to start the next one. And the crowd literally did not let him. It was a good 4 or 5 minutes of everyone just screaming, Kendrick, 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 that like he stopped and just like looked around. And you see him on the stage and like you look at him and it's such like moment where like it clicks, like you get it. Whereas like, I now understand what makes these people like so massive to culture.
Yeah.
And I get the same idea when I was at the Donda experience. I remember I still have the photo on my phone. I might even make it the Instagram thing when I make the post. But I don't know if you remember, but there is a couple in front of us.
Yeah.
And one of the dudes took out a blunt, lit it, and started smoking, and like literally raised his hands like he was at church with like a blunt in his hand, like raising his hands to Kanye. And it like, I froze and I was like, these people are like on a different scale. It's something that you need to see it and experience in real time, where it's like, it's weird and it's almost kind of scary. And I like the way I looked at Kendrick was just like, it clicked where it was like, this man is unreal. I now see why he leads the culture. What you can do to influence people through music, it's insane.
It really is.
I shook his hand and got a selfie with him at the Sunday service. That was wild.
That's just an unreal experience.
Man, and
that was wild.
You know, I think that was actually a really interesting thing to bring up, Jeff, because like going into this, I was like, how much like the Sunday service is this going to be? And the answer was not at all. Like,
yeah, it was totally different.
Yeah, because like the Sunday service is small and intimate, which is,
and no one, and like for that, even like everyone was curious on how the stage is going to be set up and where's he going to come from and where's he going to show.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he just showed up in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
You're confused.
And we're like, where's he at? Where's he at? And we didn't realize we were absolutely really close where he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's interesting that you bring up that like is exact opposite of a Sunday service because like Donda as an album is it's very unique because it's meant for a mass crowd. Like it's one of the few albums you can listen to and you feel like you're surrounded by thousands.
Yeah,
of people.
it really.
It's meant to be that.
I don't know if that's because that was the first time I heard that music, because I remember after missing the first listening party, I was like, I'm just gonna wait till it drops. That's when I'll listen to it.
I remember that. Yeah.
And because like it had leaked and everything, because I remember you were sending me the leaks, like, "Yo, listen to Hurricane." And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna.
I heard of like half the songs before I went there.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm gonna just abstain until I can hear like the official version. And then when we heard this was coming to town, it's like, oh, this is how I want to hear it for the first time. 100%.
Experience.
Like a fucking champion. 100%. And now every time I listen to the album, it just feels like I'm surrounded by my entire city. Like,
I mean,
specifically
it's
Jail.
so real. Yes.
Yeah.
Specifically Jail.
One of the best opening track in a very long time.
A very long time.
I think Jail, Moon, and Hurricane are those songs where like it's just meant for like a massive crowd.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones that stand out. When I think about even walking up to Soldier Field, I remember we were discussing this. We're going down the path through like the museum campus.
Yeah,
and
we were going from the South Loop through Grant Park.
Right. Exactly.
You could feel the gravity of the event, like,
bro. I said it before, and like it was kind of as a joke, and like I don't mean this in like a bad sense or like anything like that, but like it feels like you're walking to heaven. It was very weird.
It was
where like you have these like the bikes going by you that are lit up playing different genres of Kanye, and like all these massive people coming in. It was weird.
No,
it's meant
Kanye in his hometown.
Crowd.
Yeah. And this city fucking loves him. Like, no matter what he does, he'll never not sell out here.
The city would forgive him no matter what.
There are moments where, you know.
Oh, yeah. Like, there are definitely... To be honest, like, this entire year, I've been pretty sour on Kanye.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
Yeah. But, like,
chilled out.
Yeah. But, man, this event was just unreal. The vibe it created, I think, was one of a kind 100%.
We'll never experience anything like that again.
And the other thing that's interesting is because, you know, if I think about like what were, you know, the best crowds I've ever been in, my mind goes to this. This would definitely be number one until I just recently saw Metallica.
Oh, yeah?
But
you think it's a little bit better?
No, they're just very different, and I'm going to explain like the inherent difference, because I went to that event to hear music for the first time, which is not how concerts usually work. Like,
right.
You know, it's usually you go and you see music you have an emotional connection to. That was the Metallica concert. Music I've been listening to since I was 12, 13 years old. This is music I'm hearing for the first time at that kind of setting. So that's why it's like kind of hard to parse them as the same thing.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah. Even though like they're all just excellent experiences, you know. It's just the scale of this one was just unlike anything else.
No. Yeah, you can't even think of anything that would top this.
No, yeah, like, you know, the Lala stages don't really come close. United Center doesn't come close.
I mean, the only thing I think of that would come close, and it's not even in our generation, would be like seeing Elvis in Vegas for the first time.
Yeah, or like Woodstock, if we're talking about scale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you brought that up to me.
By the way, just quick intermission. Jeff, have you seen Woodstock '99?
Not yet.
Oh,
it's on my to-do list.
I'm watching the last episode tonight. There's 3 episodes. Oh, good Lord. it's insane, especially as two people who just spent a lot of time in a music festival. It's
Yeah, with
insane,
100,000 people.
dude. This makes Lollapalooza seem like fucking after school programs. Like,
child's play.
dude, it makes it seem like a church group. Like, dude, they fucking burned it down. Like it's insane. It really is like on a scale.
Was anyone hurt? I forgot to ask.
You know what's actually interesting is it had like a shit ton of like more injuries than Astroworld. But only 3 people died actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it actually has like a lower body count. But yeah, it's fucking insane. Like it was a music festival done not in a park, but on a retired army tarmac. In the middle of July in 98-degree weather.
Who allowed this?
With very little.
Huh?
Not enough cooling stations. Like they didn't have enough water.
All the water was like $4.
Yeah.
In like 1999, which is like the equivalent of like $12 water today.
Say probably even.
Which is. I think the craziest part was like the fact that water at Woodstock 99 was the same price as a bottle of water at Lollapalooza in 2022.
Yeah, that's a business finesse.
Yeah, so it's interesting. And like the second episode I watched last night was very much a lot of the artists that played there commenting on like the perversion of it. Like how they turned like this thing that's supposed to be peace and love into a buy Budweiser. Like, so getting back, is it possible for you guys to listen to Donda and not think about this experience?
It's very hard. Very hard.
Like it's very hard for me to separate them. And like I listened to Donda a lot, or at least I did when it came out. And to me, like, to this day, like, you know, I hear Off the Grid, Praise God, Come to Life, any of those, like, the real high points on the album, it puts me right there in Soldier Field. Unlike anything else I've ever heard.
I agree with that. I honestly do. Because, like I said previously, it could be a more biased thing just because, like, we had the luxury of experiencing it live, and so we have that special connection. But I truly do feel like this album is a very unique album in a sense where like it feels like it's meant for the mass. It's meant for the mass public. There's albums you can listen to, and like the way I think about it, when I commute to work, I could play albums and like I could be blasting on my headphones, but like I still feel like I'm on a train, like going to my 9 to 5. When you play Donda, it doesn't matter how you listen to it. Like I feel like I'm in like a mass army.
Yeah, like, it just feels big. And let's talk about the album for a little bit. And let's not get super deep because I think this is an album that we will eventually do a deep dive on. That will be a 2-parter.
I was gonna say that will take 3 episodes.
Yeah. But I think in terms of just like the sonics and the scale, it is unlike any other album I've ever heard. And just sonically, I think it sounds like super innovative. The way like he manipulate, and I don't want to use the word manipulate because that's going to make you think like Chipmunk or slowed down. But to me, I'm talking about like on Hurricane, like the chorus, like the way he manipulated live voices was just mind-blowing to me.
I honestly think what plays into it, and like I've been thinking about this for a while because I thought I was a little crazy at first, but I wanted to propose this to you. I only think we got Donda because we got Jesus is King. And I know Jesus King is considered to a lot of people his worst album, but Jesus King is very, very heavy on like gospel and like a religious influence. And so we've been discussing just like how gospel plays into just like the culture, how church plays into Black culture in general. I honestly think the collaboration of like Kanye's brain and the previous music that he got, and bringing in that mass like choir sense that you get from gospel music. This is why we have Donda. This is why it feels huge. It feels like there's a giant choir of people behind every song that's pushing the song forward.
That's exactly the sound.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. But I also feel like with Kanye, you kind of seen him going this route ever since College Dropout. Like Jesus Walks. You had
Yeah.
that on his very first album. And a lot of his music has always stayed the same throughout
Yeah.
everything. Like it always had that gospel, that religious feel too. Not every song, but he did have a lot of songs that, reflected that way.
There has always been a religious element to his music. That's 100% true. I do think there was like a period where his music was significantly less religious. And that would be like 808s.
Jesus.
808s, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Jesus. Those were like
look at the name Jesus.
If anything, it was blasphemy. If anything,
yeah. If anything, it was like
Antichrist.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like I think that's an argument that it's not religious, not the other way around.
It's religious in a sense where he's building a cult.
But like he started bringing in gospel sounds on Life of Pablo real hard.
Yeah,
and I don't know how much it is sonically on Ye, but it feels like it. I feel like it is. Like
this is like the peak of him bringing it back. I feel like, because when you bring in religion, and not to dive too deep into it, as you know, I can go to church every Sunday, but like sometimes listening to gospel, it's just the pure emotion behind it, like the actual ability to like let out and let go of certain like emotions and thoughts, and being able to express that through music, in a sense, normally towards God. It's a very unique experience that adds to the album. Like it feels like he's letting go of so many things.
I completely agree. I just I think gospel just has this, the sonics of it just add all this space. I've always loved a choir, but the thing is that, and maybe it's because I'm like Roman Catholic, but like there were never choirs in my church. Like,
well, Brandon, if you don't start burning and smoking, I will gladly bring you to my church.
No, I will. I'll burn and smoke.
But honestly, if you came to my church, even just one Sunday, you will get a similar feeling where it's just the praise team goes up and they deliver 4 or 5 songs before the word, and it's a group mentality. It's an expression, letting go of emotion. Yeah. And it's very similar to the Donda experience.
I don't doubt that one bit at all. So I have my next question, I guess, about this is, what do we think is? Do we think this is? Do you think Donda is the beginning of a new period for Kanye, or do you think this is like the end of an arc that started with Life of Pablo?
I think this is the end of an arc that started with Life of Pablo.
I think I'm leaning that way too. But Purvis, what do you think?
And I'm gonna be honest. It's Kanye. I never know anything.
Okay,
I never know anything when it comes to him. If I'm being honest.
Well, I kind of feel like Kanye is getting out of the music business for a while. So that's why
I don't doubt that.
That's why I feel like this is the end of something from Life of Pablo. Like it's
no. I would love the
College Dropout series.
I mean, it kind of feels. It would feel weird to live in a world where Kanye isn't making music, because it feels like he always is.
I was really gonna say, if it's not music, are you saying he's going to go more into this Gap collaboration that he has for his
I think
clothes.
he's gonna end up more focused in on the Gap deal, trying to get Balenciaga cheaper to those that can't afford a $10,000 hoodie, to where you
Right.
can get a Balenciaga, Kanye,
Hey,
Yeezy hoodie at Gap for $300.
I definitely am behind that idea because I don't want
Yeah,
to pay
so I think he's going to
a
be
little
more
bit.
focused on that than his music. But I also, it's Kanye, so you would never know. And then everything that is going on between him and Kim and his kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's going to try and be. Yeah, he's bipolar, so you can't even say
Yeah.
what you think.
I just hope he has less divorced dad energy, like going forward.
I think he's going to have
Yeah.
his kid's future more in focus than
Yeah.
anything else.
I mean, I hope so. I just don't want to live in a world without Kanye music.
I don't see his next album. Like, yeah, there's the rumors of us getting Donda 2, like a fully produced Donda 2. There's rumors of us getting that, but I don't see us getting a Kanye album for at least another 5 years, tops,
I mean,
or at minimum 5 years.
we'll see. I mean, that would be the longest gap he's ever taken.
I was going to say the sane person would say 4 to 5 years, but he's not sane.
No, he's not.
He could literally drop tomorrow, and I would not be surprised.
He could drop
tonight.
He could drop like an incredible album in 3 weeks, and we would have no idea. Like,
and we will listen.
Yeah.
To and like remember, he has a song coming out tomorrow, technically.
Right. I mean, he's still doing features and stuff. So
yeah, but yeah. But I definitely get the idea of like this feels like he's gonna, especially given everything that's happened in the last like year. The idea that this is gonna be an opportunity for him to get away, I'm not hating on that at all.
No, and especially with how good this last album was.
Yeah,
like you're going away for a little while, and this album's gonna be really good.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it was
got nothing to worry about.
It was
like if this album was bad, then I definitely see him trying to push himself.
It makes me wonder if that was his plan after, what is it? After Jesus is King, but then Jesus is King just didn't get the love he wanted for it.
He definitely did not get love for that.
So, question for you guys, like just to round out this Donda conversation, do you guys what are your favorite tracks off this album?
Jail, Hurricane. What else?
Moon, absolutely Moon.
Moon, definitely Moon.
Also, the version of Moon that he performed at the Donda show, much worse.
Yes.
I don't even remember it, if I'm being honest.
It was the one with Don Toliver, but not Kid Cudi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was much worse than the official release.
Remote Control, I like.
Yeah.
Believe What I Say is another one I like.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would say the ones I love the most are definitely Jail, Hurricane, Off the Grid.
Yeah, Off the Grid, I like that too.
Yeah, 504 and best feature on the album, for sure.
It's feature of the year.
Yeah. Oh, no fucking way. What was the other one I really like? I like New Again. I really like New Again. Mm-hmm. And Come to Life. No Child Left Behind sounds otherworldly. It really does sound like, holy shit, is this what heaven actually sounds like?
Yeah. Come to Life, every time I hear that, I just think about Kanye setting himself on fire and Kim coming down the aisle.
Right, in the wedding dress.
Wedding dress.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Absolute bonkers.
Don't forget Life of the Party. He added Life of the Party after.
Oh, yeah, because the thing is that I don't... Life of the Party is a great song. No doubt about it. Andre 3000's a GOAT. But the track mix is so much worse on the Donda Deluxe.
Yeah, because
What do you mean by the track?
It's just like all the songs are in a different order, and I feel like the order is much worse.
yeah,
I'm the exact opposite, believe it or not.
Yeah, I completely disagree. I think Jail is one of the best opening songs of all time, and moving it from that position is heresy.
Okay, fine. Then yeah, I understand Jail being first. The reason I said I like the deluxe more, I think the album can be broken down between two styles, and it's very obvious that there are some that are much more religious based or God based.
Yeah.
And I think he separates it better in the deluxe. And the deluxe is a very clear divide between like this is a Kanye album and like this is a religious album.
Okay. I'll give you that.
That's the only reason.
I'll give you that, you filthy God worshiper.
A lot easier for me. What can I say?
Yeah. What are some of your favorite tracks then, Purvis?
I feel like we listed all of them, but I guess I'll do 5. Jail, Off the Grid, Hurricane, Moon. It may be Heaven and Hell. But I don't think there's any like big misses on the album.
Oh, Jesus!
I think all the part 2s are significantly worse.
All the part 2s are significantly worse. Marilyn Manson's inclusion on Jail Part 2 should be a war crime. He should be tried at The Hague. Like, he completely ruins the hook of that song.
Correct.
The Baby First is fine. Like,
I'll push back against that, but fair enough.
I don't think it's, I think it's better than the songs he was releasing.
Okay, fine. You win.
All right, boys, we want to move on to our recommendations. Call it a night.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jeff, you want to go first? Guest of honor?
So I got 2.
Just do one.
Just give one right now. So the first one, it's been in my rotation because everyone's going back to school, and I think of this song. Every time I hear this song, I think about high school, and that's "Dead and Gone" by T.I. and Justin Timberlake.
That's a good fucking pick. Holy shit.
Wow.
That's been in my rotation a lot lately.
I'm going to be listening to that song tonight.
I was about to say, I would plan on going to the gym after this. I will be playing this song at the gym.
Dude, classic track, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, what's yours?
All right, so last weekend, I did not go to the Kendrick Lamar concert because I spent the weekend on a farm. I went to a wedding with my girlfriend, and at the wedding, we smoked a bunch of weed, got super drunk, and danced in an apple orchard. And we yelled at the DJ until he played this song. So I'm recommending Electric Feel by MGMT.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Dude, fucked up dancing in an apple orchard to fucking Electric Feel is pretty wavy.
So this is what you were doing when you texted me, how many drinks can I have at the party?
Yeah, I asked him, like, how many drinks can I have at a party that I don't know anyone at?
And I said 1 before blacking out.
It's like too. You spoke too soon. Gonna have to re-strategize.
Hey, we made it. That's all that matters.
Okay.
Okay. My first one, Brandon. Have you started the ski mask venture? Have you gotten into ski mask yet?
I've not the deep dive like album dedicated, but like I have a playlist of him that I listen to pretty frequently whenever I'm playing Halo.
Okay, well, at least you did start it. I know it's been on your to-do list.
Yeah.
But Ski Master Slump God, I am going to do the song You and I. It is one of the rare, I don't know if you can call it a love song that he does, but very, very smooth. And I think it's a banger.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Jeff, you want to do your second one?
So my second one, this one, I forget when this came out. I've been playing this a lot lately just because end of summer, and it's a good song to vibe to. And You Know That by Warren G and Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh, that's a fun one.
It is. It's a good song to smoke to. Good chill song.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't know if I know this off the top.
It's a fun one.
I
All right.
understand that.
All right. Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
All right. So because we got Jeff here, I'm here. I got my two homeboys. I decided to recommend the best 3-man posse cut of all time. Recommending 679 by Fetty Wap and the Remy Boys. One of the greatest songs ever written in any culture.
It is a really good song. I'll give you that.
Is that because Fetty Wap's going to jail?
No, Fetty Wap is like French Montana, except I would die for him.
Wait. Bring it back. Fetty Wap's going to jail? What happened? What did I miss?
Wait, maybe I got him confused. Wait.
I have no idea.
Because there was just a rapper that got caught.
Yeah.
With
I just
distribution
looked it up. Rapper Fetty Wap pleads guilty to conspiracy.
It's going 5 years.
What? What happened? All right, well.
He got caught selling dope.
Well,
dang.
I'll be streaming 679, so you got that money when you get out of here, bud.
Right.
I'm like,
tragic.
Damn, she's fine. One.
This man couldn't stay out of trouble.
He's incredible.
Man, did he have a grip and a chokehold on the culture for like good summer?
Dude, the first year I went away to college, the year of Fetty, as we call it.
This man took over. Trap Queen again, 679.
My way.
Sheesh.
I love Fetty Wap. I don't give a shit.
One of those few one-hit wonders.
Fetty Wap.
One album wonder.
No, he's a one album wonder. That's if there is.
I'll give him a one album.
if there's an example of a one album wonder, it's Fetty Wap.
This would literally be it. Yeah.
Yeah, because he has an entire album of great music and only one of them.
And only one of them. Okay, I'll give you that. Well, I'll just close it off then. In honor of speaking about Donda in the first place, I decided to do the song Kanye West by Young Thug. Very, very good song.
Very meta. What the fuck?
Yeah. Cannot recommend it more.
All right.
Yeah. That's everything we got.
All right, Jeff, you want to tell people where to find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Jeff McGue91, on Twitter, Jeff McGue, and on Facebook at Jeff on Star 105.5.
Yeah, all the stuff will be in the description.
Yeah, you can find it all down there.
Yeah. And then, if you're still listening, like, subscribe. We're on YouTube now, so
subscribe, and comment.
Like, subscribe, comment. Tell us why we suck or why we don't. Isaac, hope to talk to you soon, buddy.
Once again, big shout out.
Shout out to our head of marketing.
Honestly, if we make it, he's gonna be the manager.
Yeah, 100%. All right, that's a show tonight, everybody.
All right. Well.